Okay, so this is the function end of the revision for summer for 5th year ordinary. So the first one is f of x, or f colon x. You can also write that as f of x equals 4 minus 3 times x. So the first question means whatever x is, replace it with minus 2. So it's going to be 4 times 3 times minus 2. And all you got to do is just quickly put that into the calculator. So we're going to get 4 minus 3 bracket minus 2, close the bracket, and you get 10. So all of this equals 10. The next one, f of minus a third is going to be 4 minus 3 minus a third. And you're going to figure out what that equals. So once again, you just go up to the calculator. And we're going 4. So instead of 2 this time is minus a third. So minus 1 over 3. What we got here is 5. Okay. Now, next one, find k such that f of minus 2 equals k multiplied by f of minus a third. Well, what we know is that f of minus 2 is 10. We know that k is still k. And what we know is that f of minus a third is 5. So k multiplied by 5 is 10. Or another way of saying that is 10 equals 5k. Or 5k equals 10. Bring the k under the 5 underneath. K equals 10 divided by 5. K equals 2. Okay, so that's quite easy. Next question. F of x is 2 multiplied by 3 to the power of x. Find f of 1. So what we do is it's going to be 2 times 3 to the power of 1. Replace x with 1. So 2 bracket 3 to the power of 1. It's basically 2 multiplied by 3, which is 6. Okay. Next one. 2 multiplied by 3 to the power of 3. Now remember, you do the 3 to the power of 3 first. 3 to the power of 3 is 27. 2 times 27 should get you 54. But we'll just double check that anyway in the calculator. So we're just going to replace this. Was a 1, now it's going to be a 3. And what we get is 54. And finally, 2 times 3 to the power of 0. Most people say this is 0, but any number to the power of 0 is actually 1. So 2 times 1 is actually 2. But we just got to verify this anyway. Sure it's here to be used. So we get 2. Okay. Equals 2. Next question is find the value of x for which f of x equals 18. Now, the difference here is f of x equals 18. There's a big difference between f of x equals 18 and f of 18. F of 18 means replace x with 18. We're not doing that. What we are doing is f of x equals 18. So the full thing equals 18. Now, what we can do first and foremost is we can divide both sides by 2. Get rid of that 2. So we get 3 to the power of x equals 9. Okay? Or we could have alternatively brought the 2 underneath. It turns multiplication into division. 18 divided by 2 is 9. Now we know that 3 to the power of x equals 9. 3 to the power of x equals 9 is the same as 3 to the power of 2. Therefore, x must be equal to 2. Okay, next question. K is x squared minus 3x plus b. If k is a function this time, so k of x equals x squared minus 3 multiplied by x plus b. If k of minus 1 equals minus 6, find the value of the letter b. So all we got to do here is we got to find out what k of minus 1 is. K of minus 1 equals minus 1 squared minus 3 times minus 1 plus b equals minus 6. So all we have to do is put this in the calculator. Minus 1 squared is 1. Minus 3 times minus 1 is plus 3. Plus b equals minus 6. 4 plus b equals minus 6. Bring over the 4 to the other side. b equals minus 6 minus 4. b therefore equals minus 10. Okay. G of x is ax squared plus bx plus 1. If g of 1 equals 2 and g of minus 1 equals 6, write down two equations in a and b. That means write down two equations in terms of a and b. So g of 1 means replace all x's with 1's. A times 1 squared plus b times 1 plus b times 1 plus 1 equals 2. 1 squared is 1. A multiplied by 1 squared is A. B multiplied by 1 is B. Bring over the 1 the other side equals 2 times minus 1. A plus B equals 1. That's the first equation. So we've just after using this information here. The second equation is g of minus 1 equals 6. So what we're going to do is g of minus 1 equals a times minus 1 squared plus b times minus 1 plus 1, and all of this equals 6. So we get this time is minus 1 squared is actually 1. A multiplied by 1 is A. So A, B multiplied by minus 1 is minus B. Bring over the 1 over the other side, it becomes a minus 1. 6 minus 1 is 5. So we get A minus B equals 5. These are our two equations in A and B. Hence, calculate the value of A and the value of B. So to calculate the value of A and value of B, we have a simultaneous equation. This is the first equation here. Second equation directly underneath it. And what we can do is we can add them directly down. So what we get is 2A equals 6. A therefore equals 6 divided by 2. A equals 3. Now, use the initial equation here. A plus B equals 1. Replace A with 3. So we get 3 plus B equals 1. Bring over the 3 over the other side. B equals 1 minus 3. B therefore must be minus 2. So A is 3 and B is minus 2. And that's what we were asked to do there. Next question. These questions were drawn graphs, okay? So in order to draw graphs, what you need to do is, what we're going to do is we're going to use the table function on our calculator, then we're going to write down all the workings, okay? So the table function on your calculator, you go to mode, table, f of x equals 4 minus 3x, okay? The start is minus 2, and the end is 4. And the step means we're going up from 1. So minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now here's all my points here. Okay. So what I need to do is I could do it taking these points down. So it's going to be minus 2, minus 10. That's the first one. Minus 1, minus 7. 0, 4. 0, 4. 1, 1. And then I think it was 2 minus 2. Minus 2. 3. Minus 5. And 4 minus 8. So these are the points we need to draw. Okay. Now, we know this is a straight line because basically in a straight line, the formula will have no x squared. So there's no x squareds here. So we know this is going to be a straight line, okay? But in order to get full marks in the exam, we got to write down our workings, okay? So we actually have to figure out all of these values individually, okay? So f of x is the same as the y value, and whatever value of x you put in is the x value. These are the x values we're using, from minus 2 all the way 4. So the first x value is minus 2, the second x value is minus 1, the third x value is 0, fourth x value is 1, fifth x value being 2, sixth x value being 3, 7th x value being 4. Now what we got to do with each one of these is we got to write down our formula. And we know the answer to this one is minus 10. Maybe not minus 10 as it is plus 10. Just double check this. Sorry, it's plus 10 and plus 7. So just always double check your readings, okay? So plus 10, plus 7, plus 4. Okay, so we know that's plus 10. Then the second one's going to be minus 4 minus 3 times minus 1. That gives you 7, because we know minus 1, the answer for minus 1 is 7. The next one's going to be 4. The one after that's going to be 4 minus 3 times 1, which equals 1. The one after that's going to be 4 minus 3 times 2, which equals minus 2. The one after that is going to be 4 minus 3 times 3, which equals minus 5. And the one after that is going to be 4 minus 3 times 4, which is equal to minus 8. Now you have to do these tables to get full marks in the test, okay? So it's important that you do these tables for all the workings, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to start drawing our graph now. In order to draw our graph, we're just going to get all our points here. Going to move them down so we know what we're drawing. Okay, so here we go. The y-axis has a maximum value of 10 and a minimum value of minus 8. So we have to go from 10 all the way down to minus 8. So we say we probably need to go open, each block should be worth 1 because we're going to need 10 above and 8 below. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'll put 11 on top and 8 below. So 1, 2, 3. So what we're going to do on the y-axis is we're just going to go up in each block is worth 1. So there we go. Now on the y-axis, to spread it out, we can do gaps of we can do a gap of 2 is worth is worth 1. Once it's the same on the each axis, it's okay. So what I mean by that is you can go gaps of 2 on the y-axis, provided you keep the y-axis the same, and you can choose a different gap for the x-axis. But just make sure you keep, once you've decided on your gap, you keep it the same. Okay, so that's going to be minus 2, minus 4, minus 6, minus 8. So we're going to draw these. Now the handy thing about drawing lines is that you can join the first point here and the last point. Just separate with a straight line and you'll get your answer very quickly. So it's minus 2, 10, just this point here. Make the dots very small because you don't want to introduce an error by making your dots too big. And the last one is 4, minus 8, which is down here. Then what you can do is you can link them together. Just make sure it's very accurate. Okay, so now what we can do is we can dot in the other points. Okay, so we knew that it's minus 1 plus 7, which is this one here. 0, 4, which is this one here. 1, 1 is this one here. 2 minus 2 is this one here. 3 minus 5 is this one here. And obviously 4 minus 8 is that one there. So we can see that the line goes through all those points. Okay. So on our next graph, we're going to be drawing a quadratic equation. I know it's a quadratic equation because it has an x squared in it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is exactly what we did last time. We're going to go to the calculator and we're going to put in our new formula. Okay, so what we're going to get here is 2 bracket x squared minus x minus 4. And the start is going to be minus 2 and the end is going to be 3. Step is 1. And once again, we're just going to take down all these points to the side before we begin. Okay, so minus 2 minus 6, so minus 2 plus 6, minus 1 minus 1. After that, we're going to get 0 minus 4. One minus 3. 1 minus 3. 2, 2. 3, 11. Okay, so unlike the linear equation we did a second ago, these ones you can't just join the first and the last point together. You actually have to do them individually. Now, in order to get full marks for this question, I'm afraid we once again have to do out the full table. So what we're going to have to do is start off at minus 2, replace all the x's with minus 2's. And keep using your brackets, okay, because the brackets is the correct way to do this. F of minus 1, 2 bracket minus 1 squared minus bracket minus 1 minus 4. The one after that, f of 0, 2 bracket 0 squared minus 0 minus 4. The one after that being f of 1, 2 bracket 1 squared minus 1 minus 4. The one after that being f of 2, 2 bracket 2 squared minus 2 minus 4. And finally f of 3, 2 bracket 3 squared minus 3 minus 4. Now you have the answer to each one written here. So now the answer to the first one is 6, because minus 2 gives you an answer of 6. The second one gives you an answer of minus 1. The third one gives you an answer of minus 4. Fourth one gives you an answer of minus 3. Fifth one gives you an answer of 2. The last one gives you an answer of 11. Okay, now that that's done, we gotta get to drawing the graph. Okay, so just get it away from the workings up here. And once again, we're just going to be using our points to draw our graph. Okay, so the first thing you want to know is what is the highest and lowest y value. The highest y value is 11 and the lowest y value is minus 4. So that means that we need 15 blocks in total to make this. So we need 11 above and 4 below. So we're going to do what we did last time. Go up in blocks of 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and 12. On the bottom go down 2, minus 2, minus 4 and minus 6. On the x-axis we can go across in ones, because we only have to go up to 3 and down to minus 2. Now let's draw in our points. Minus 2, 6 is here. Make the dots really small and in a different color preferably. Minus 2, minus 2, 6, minus 1, minus 1 should be located here. Next one is 0, minus 4. It's located here. Then we have 1, minus 3 located there. 2, 2 is going to be located here. And 3, 11 is located all the way up here. Now we're going to draw this graph. Okay. Now the thing to remember about these graphs is we just got to keep a steady hand on this, okay? So you want it to be a curve and not too pointed. So something like this, okay? Now where you could potentially use marks here is basically, I didn't go through this point quite enough here, so I'm just going to fix this part of the line, so make sure you do it in pencil. Okay, so we might just start a bit further up here. Make sure actually go through the point and then around. So this is your graph here roughly, okay? And make sure that you have smooth turns, okay? So smoothing out the graph a little, okay? So that's your U-shaped graph as expected. Okay, next graph. 2x squared minus 3x minus 8 and g of x equals 3x minus 2. So basically what we're doing with this graph is we're doing the scales twice. So we're doing both of them twice, okay? So what we're just going to do is we're going to write down our workings first this time. And then after we do our workings, we can figure out what we need to do regards our scales, okay? So I'm going to split the page roughly in half. And what we're going to do, it has to go to minus 2 to 4. So we're going to do f of minus 2 equals 2 bracket minus 2 squared minus 3 times minus 2 minus 8. Next one after that is going to be f of minus 1. 2 times minus 1 squared minus 3 times minus 1 minus 8. The one after that being f of 0. 2 times 0 squared minus 3 times 0 minus 8. One after that, f of 1. 2 bracket 1 squared minus 3 times 1 minus 8. Next one after that being f of 2. 2 times 2 squared minus 3 times 2 minus 8. F of 3. 2 times 3 squared minus 3 times 3 minus 8. F of 4. 2 times 4 squared minus 3 times 4 minus 8. Okay, so we're just getting our marks on the board here. Now we have to go over and do g of x. G of x is going to be 3x minus 2. So what we know about g of x is we are now doing g of minus 2. 3 bracket minus 2 minus 2. And then the next one is going to be g of minus 1. 3 times minus 1 minus 2. Next one being g of 0. 3 times 0 minus 2. G of 1. 3 times 1 minus 2. G of 2. 3 times 2 minus 2. G of 3. 3 times 3 minus 2. And g of 4 being 3 times 4 minus 2. Okay. So once again, just going to put these into the calculator and see what it comes out as. Okay, so we're just going to go back to here. So we have 2x squared already. We have minus 3x, then minus 8. This goes from minus 2 all the way up to 4 this time. Now step is 1. So we got our answers. So the first one is 6. 6 minus 3 minus 8. So this one equals 6. This one equals minus 3. The next one equals minus 8. Okay. So that's going to be minus 9, minus 6, and 1. Minus 9, minus 6, and 1. And the last one there would be 12. Okay. Next one we got to do then is g of x. Now we could take down our points here now. For the first graph, while we're here, we'll do them in blue. So minus 2, 6. Actually, we'll do it in black because we represented that one in black. Okay, so minus 2, 6. Next one is minus 1, minus 3. The one after that is 0, minus 8. The one after that is 1, minus 9. The one after that is 2, minus 6. The one after that is 3, 1. The one after that is 4, 12. Okay. Next thing we gotta do now is the g of x one. So what we're gonna get here is 3x minus 2. Okay, so 3x minus 2. So 3x minus 2. The same scale as before. So we'll write in our answers here. So minus 8 minus 5. So it's going to be minus 8 minus 5 minus 2 1 and 4. Seven and 10. Now with these ones we're going to represent them in red. And what we're going to get is minus 2 minus 8. 0 minus 2. Oh, sorry, we also forgot minus 1 minus 5. We then have 1, 1, 2, 4, 3, 7, and 4, 10. Now what we need to do is we need to compare the top and bottom y values of both sets, okay? The bottom y value is minus 9, and the top y value is going to be 12. But make sure you check both sets, okay? So we had to go from all the way from minus 9 to 12. So once again, we're just going to be starting pretty much. We might go 14, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 0. Go minus 2, minus 6. And we need to extend the line down this time, okay? Minus 8. And minus 10. And then we can put the line in here. Okay, so then we can get do the y gap, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so let's start off with the graph. And when we're starting off with the graph, we're going to get minus 2, 6. It's going to be this one here. We're going to get minus 1, minus 3. This one here. 0, minus 8. This one here. We're going to get 1, minus 9. It's going to be down here. We're going to get 2, minus 6, which will put me here. Then 3, 1, which will put me here. And then finally 4, 12, which will put me all the way up here. Okay, so we're going to draw this line best we can. Now that's a bit too crooked at the start. You sort of want to curve into it. Follow the curve of the graph. Now we can see there's a slight mistake with this part here. So I'm just going to rub that out best we can. So this is roughly our graph here. There we go. Okay, so we have a graph here. Now we're going to do the line. And to do the line, what we're going to do is we're just going to do the first and the last point. Remember, the short way of doing the line is to go first and last. Okay, so 4, 10 being from here to here. And then 2 minus 8, minus 2 minus 8 being around here. Then we're just going to draw a straight line. From here to here. And we see that they intersect twice, okay? Now, that's your graph done. Then we're on the next question. Now this one here is an x cubed graph. An x cubed graph means 2 turning points. 2 turning points. And like with the last one, which was an x squared graph, there was only 1 turning point. So the turning point was located here. Okay, so once again, we're going to do what we did before. We're just going to use the calculator and get this table mode out. So we're going to get a mode. So just press the AC button, actually might be the best way to do it. So we can get 6 plus 5x. Then we get minus 2x squared minus x cubed. The start of this graph is minus 43. And the end is 3. The step is 1. So here's the what the diagram's going to look like. Okay, so it's going to be minus 4, 18, 3, 0. So we're just going to write down these points now, okay? So minus 4, 18, minus 3, 0, minus 2, minus 4, minus 1, 0, 0, 6. And then we're going to have 1, 8, 1, 8, 2, 0. 2, 0. And 3 minus 24. Okay, so what's going to happen next is we're going to need to draw this. Okay, so to draw this, what we do is we need to get our workings in first, because our workings is where a lot of the marks are going for. Okay, so we have to actually show, although we can use the calculator to get the points, we actually have to show how would we do it if we didn't have the calculator. Okay, so what we're going to do here now is we're going to write down G. So start off with G of minus 4. G of minus 4 equals 6 plus 5 bracket minus 4 minus 2 bracket minus 4 squared minus bracket minus 4 cubed. Okay, next one's G of minus 3. 6 plus 5 bracket minus 3 minus 2 bracket minus 3 squared minus bracket minus 3 cubed. Next one, G of minus 2 equals 6 plus 5 times minus 2 times minus 2 squared bracket minus 2 cubed. You're basically replacing the x with whatever number you're using over here. Okay, so the x's are getting replaced. Okay, next one, G of minus 1. 6 plus 5 times minus 1 minus 2 bracket minus 1 squared minus bracket minus 1 cubed. Next one, G of 0. G of 0 is 6 plus 5 times 0 minus 2 times 0 minus 0 cubed. That's minus 2 times 0 squared. Finally, G of 1. 6 plus 5 times 1 minus 2 times 1 squared minus 1 cubed. G of 2 equals 6 plus 5 times 2 minus 2 times 2 squared minus 2 cubed. And finally, G of 3. 6 plus 5 times 3 minus 2 times 3 squared minus 3 cubed. Okay. So what we're going to do next is you got to get all these points. So we're going to group these, okay? Okay, so now we can write in all the values, okay? So we have here is 18. This one here is 0. Next one is minus 4. The one after that equals 0. The one after that equals 6. The one after that equals 8. So we have 8, 0, and minus 24 is the last one. One after that equals 0, and this one equals minus 24. Now we're at the stage where we're drawing. Okay, now to draw this, we got to have a quick look at the gap. It goes 18 is the highest y value. and the lowest value is minus 24. So what we're looking at here is a very long graph, okay? So you got to make sure you have to fit it all in. So you might just have to reduce the size of this for a minute to see about fitting it all in. Okay, so you have a page this size in the test, and once again I might advise you just to go down in your tools. Okay, so that should make sure that you can fit everything in. So we have a big line here, and we're going to start at 18 on top. We have 18. So each one is we're going to count how many blocks you might have in total. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're just going to count up in trees. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. Now the gap between 18 and 24 is just simply too big. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to compromise here, and we're going to actually have to each block is going to have to be worth 2. Okay, so if I go down 2 blocks, it's worth 14. This one's worth 10. This one's worth 6. This one's worth 2. And directly underneath the 2 is going to be the x-axis. Then down another 2 will be 4. Minus 4. Minus 8. Minus 12. Minus 16. Minus 20. Minus 24. Okay, so there's a lot of points there, okay? Now, what we're going to do is going to have to start drawing this next, and we have to do our x-axis now. We get 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we get minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. Okay, so what we're going to do is going to start drawing this. So minus 4 plus 18 is going to be located here. Minus 4, 18, minus 3, 0, located here. 2 minus 4, located here. Minus 1, 0, located there. We can see the first turning point already. 0, 6, located here. We have 1, 8, which will be located in here. Then we have 2, 0, which will be located here. And then 3 minus 24, which is located down here. So we have to go about drawing this graph now. So I'm going to draw it in blue. So you're linking all the points together. Just that last part just didn't get the turn just right. So we can see the 2 turning points you end up with in this graph. Okay, so that concludes the first section of this video.